Utah Senator Mike Lee's name is reportedly being tossed around as a possible nomination for Attorney General in a second Donald Trump administration. Bloomberg reported this week that Lee and Texas Senator Ted Cruz's names had been floated as possible heads of the Justice Department in a second Trump administration. Lee would be an eyebrow-raising choice. He's been a vocal critic of the federal prosecutions against Trump for illegally retaining classified documents and for Trump's role in the effort to overturn his 2020 election loss and the subsequent attack by his supporters on the U.S. Capitol. You might remember that Lee played a key role in the plot to help Trump stay in the White House despite that election loss. He has connections to many of the key players in the lead-up to January 6, including lobbying then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows on behalf of Sidney Powell, the lawyer and conspiracy theorist who claimed that voting machines had been rigged against Trump by the late Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez, among others. The January 6 committee's final report says Lee worked tirelessly for the month before the attempted insurrection, encouraging legislators in Republican states, won by Democrat Joe Biden, to appoint alternate slates of electors to possibly give Trump a lifeline to stay in power. It's been kind of astonishing to watch Lee morph from a harsh critic of Donald Trump into one of his most ardent supporters. In 2016, Lee led an effort to block Trump from winning the party's nomination at the Republican National Convention, and then after the Access Hollywood tape came out, the one where Trump said, "Grab him by the Lee posted this video on social media.
I have a mother, and I have 5 sisters, all of whom I love dearly. It's occurred to me on countless occasions today that if anyone spoke to my wife or my daughter or my mother or any of my 5 sisters the way Mr. Trump has spoken to women, I wouldn't hire that person. I wouldn't hire that person, wouldn't want to be associated with that person. And I certainly don't think I'd feel comfortable hiring that person to be the leader of the free world. Your conduct, sir, is the distraction from the very principles that will help us win in November. You yourself, sir, Mr. Trump, have stated repeatedly that the goal, the objective, has got to be to defeat Hillary Clinton in November. I couldn't agree more. It's for precisely that reason, Mr. Trump, that I respectfully ask you, with all due respect, to step aside. Step down.
Unsurprisingly, that video has since been deleted, but you can still find it if you look hard enough. Well, after Trump won, Lee did a complete flip-flop, turning into one of his biggest cheerleaders, even going so far as to compare Trump to Captain Moroni, a hero from the Book of Mormon, during a campaign rally in Arizona right ahead of the 2020 election.